Hello, YouTubers. The guy with the thick accent coming at you with something different this time. We're going to be stepping away from the X5 and we're going to be taking care of this Chrysler Crossfire 2004 that I have had for 20 years. It has been sitting for a while and things start just popping up. As any car that it's not being driven, the family situation really doesn't allow me just to drive this vehicle as much as I want. And things that has been happening is just having oil coolant still in the system. Still, this one it's just the original blue one, so it has been sitting there for 20 years. The vehicle right now is just at 59,000 miles, but still, I mean, it just there has been something unforgivable just to keep that stuff there for that long. So we're going to be putting the ZX GL5 that it goes in there, and we're going to be just removing as well the thermostat while we are at it. It seems like the hoses, they are in good shape, but we will look at it. Another thing that I have done already off camera has been, with the Torque Buster, just replacing the Pentosyn CH11S that goes into the power steering. And then as well, I replace every year before putting this thing in storage. I've been replacing the oil. That's a 0W40. And just the fuel filter as well has had new fuel filter, despite sometimes they have been driven less than 500 miles. So another thing is just that I'm concerned at this kind of age, it's the brake fluid. The brake fluid at this point, I did probably 2 bleedings on the lifespan of this vehicle, but what I'm most concerned is just about the life of the brake lines themselves. They don't show much swallowing, but it's something that I'm going to be replacing front and rears with braided ones. And I don't want the risk of going hard in a corner and this thing just exploding on me. So we're going to be doing this and then just bleeding the system. The brake fluid I'm going to be using, it's this guy. Okay, so I highly recommend it. It's high boiling point and it's specifically designed for 80 brake systems. That it's exactly what the German vehicles have. Another thing that we're going to be doing as well is just replacing the shocks. One of the things that I like about this platform is that the coils, they are separate from the actual shocks. So what it makes replacing the shocks an actual breeze. That configuration is in the front and the rear, so you don't have to deal with cold shocks assemblies or just compressing the coil or anything like that. So it just lifting the front suspension, is just making sure that it's compressed, then releasing the top bolt, and then from there it has a bolt at the bottom that ties the strut into the lower control arm, and then you can just take it out. So we're going to be replacing this with conis, adjustable conis, front and rear. At the rear, you have to tear up a hole into the carpet, but we will deal with that. And as you can see right now, I'm showing the rears. These ones, they are completely shut. They have been leaking for a while. And again, I mean, it's just the brake hoses, they look okay. What I did already, just it's hard to tell, but what I did already, just I put some W40 right there on the top nut, so to make sure that I can release the actual hose from the brake line. Let's see if I can put my hand and I catch some light. Okay, so I put some W40 before I start the job, and I did it on the 4 corners. And okay, again, this is a 2004 red interior with the stick shift. I was thinking about just selling this vehicle, but I'm getting sick and tired of driving laptops on wheels. This car is completely analog, and there is it's underpowered, but it's just something that really ties you up to the road. And I think that these vehicles, they're going to be far in between coming new. So another thing that I did is just I put new tires. They're going to go to the vehicle, front and rears. Fronts are 19, rears are 20s. Those are the Indy 500, the Firehawks Indy 500, and I haven't tried them yet. I heard that they are pretty good. So that goes into the vehicle. Right now it's in jack stands on the four corners. And another thing that I came across with this vehicle is that I'm going to be using these clamps that they use, these pliers, instead of the typical ones that they come with a bolt, because I was trying to replace the fuel filter on the back. This fuel filter needs to be replaced, and I couldn't because this bolt is completely rusted on. There is a cover right there that they remove, a plastic cover, so you have access to the actual fuel pump and the fuel filter. So this bolt, it was impossible to remove, and the bracket, it seized. So the bracket, the good news is that it's supported by, it's hung by plastic hangers, so you can remove that. I ordered a new one. It's inexpensive, like $25. And then what I found is that these fuel hoses, they were completely cracked and they were leaking. So I put this because I wanted to get out of the pinch, but I'm going to be using the other ones that I showed, that they don't have this bolt and they are already, just sized to the proper size of the fuel line. So I think that you have a 1/4 inch in inner diameter. That's the one it is. So I'm going to be playing with the size of the clamps and see which one actually fits here. And I replaced the fuel line, as I said, but it was leaking pretty bad. And when that's done, replacing the bracket, replacing the fuel filter, then I'm going to be putting that back in. And other than that, so we cover the shocks, we cover the fuel line, the brake lines. Another thing that I noticed is that the rear braking pads, they have seen better life, they have seen better times. Sorry. So we're going to be replacing the rear brake pads. And hopefully after that, we can go cruising this summer with my daughter and have some fun. This is by any means just a fast car, but it's just a very fun car. You're sitting on the rear axle, it's a stick shift, and very analog experience. You're not going to be warping time, but for sure you can have fun. You don't need to go fast and collect a bunch of tickets to have fun. So thank you guys for listening through my rant. I'm probably going to be making a follow-up video, maybe, when all this is done. Take care.